crap. Turn off the ceiling fan light first. So all we need to do is have people having a siege like a Japanese anime show. Oh, hello, this is Barrel Dragon 65 once again, and today this is Season 2 review of Daria. Season 2 we do get some character development, introduce some new things, and we explore more into the recurring theme that Daria is falling in love with Trent. We begin with the opening episode, Arts and Crafts. Basically in this one, Jane is quote unquote asked by the art teacher to make a painting commemorating for a contest being school life and the dawn of the new millennium. Blech. Basically, that's what Jane and Daria painted and made a speech about. Is basically a teenage woman who looks pretty, looking at herself. The little story is, she looks in the mirror, she couldn't be better. Now she goes to the bathroom and vomits up dinner. That made Mr. O'Neill kind of upset, and Miss Lee basically goes that change the painting. Mr. O'Neill calls Daria's parents, who ends up with his mother, who, remember, is an attorney, and a ferocious attorney. In fact, she scares the crap out of Mr. O'Neill. Can't get hold of Jane's mother because she's in the basement painting vases with music blaring so loud, and Trent is asleep in bed in the middle of the day. We also find out that in the episode, in fact the whole series, that we have a recurring theme that Jake is the one cooking dinner mostly. And you'll find that Jake is a semi-bad cook. At the end, there's a long speech in the episode that basically Miss Lee takes the painting and then presents it to the school board for a school board function thing, and then Daria and Jane just graffitis it by putting red lipstick with an X off of it. Miss Lee calls parents up, gets hold of Helen again, and this starts a recurring theme that Helen and Miss Lee do not like each other. In fact, if you want to know what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get at, look at my YouTube. The scene is hilarious. Helen goes, okay, basically, my daughter volunteered for this. You took the painting, changed the alternates without her permission, and put it in front of public without her permission for just an extracurricular activity that you just admit to stealing. I mean, it's a good episode. Especially when Helen says, is this about Daria's essay about banning capital punishment and bringing back torture? Okay, the second episode, The Daria Hunter. Almost an homage to the Academy Award-winning film, The Deer Hunter, without the Russian roulette. The school has a paintball trip, and Daria and Quinn's parents. Daria and Quinn are at this paintball thing for school function, and the parents are there for chaperone. We find that Miss Bart, recurring thing at Miss Bart, who hates men, not sexist. I mean, she just hates men, using Mr. DiMartino as a punching bag. Okay, and the Fashion Club members are Tiffany, Stacy, and Sandy. Sandy is the president, And this begins to recur a theme that Sandy and Quinn do not like each other. In fact, Quinn gets more publicity, more affection, more popularity than Sandy. And we have the recurrent theme of college talk. Um, we see Miss Lee and Helen having it out for the first time face to face. We also find out that Brittany is not that dumb, really. She's a good strategist in the paintball game. And we have the recurring thing that Miss Bart and Mr. Neal love each other. I mean, not really love each other. I mean, they have a fling. They make out in the tent during a rainstorm. But the funny scene, you have to pause it at the point when they're all on the bus. Miss Lee reading Surveillance World magazine, and Miss Bart reading the book Backlash. Episode 3, Quinn and the Brain. Quinn gets an A plus on an essay and starts tutoring students, making Quinn smarter, and then Daria starts to go down grades. That ends up with Quinn tutoring Daria. We find at the end of the episode that she plagiarized and she copied off a magazine without Mr. O'Neill knowing it. Quinn is dressed in black. Fashion Club suspends Quinn because she's all dressed in black. Not emo black, but like poetry, artsy black with the beret and stuff. Quinn's boyfriends beg Daria to help because they know Daria is Quinn's sister. Fashion Club does not know that yet. Daria dresses up as Quinn, and this is the only time we're going to see this. And Quinn says, "Okay, you win. I'll go back." Kind of a hilarious episode. Episode I Don't. We are introduced to Helen's sisters, Aunt Amy, Aunt Rita. Aunt Rita's daughter is getting married. Helen's mother spends money on Rita. Helen's mother doesn't give a damn about Helen. She just likes Rita. Rita is Mama's favorite. Let's see. When we see Aunt Amy for the first time, she looks like the adult version of Daria. Now, people speculate, well, wait a minute, Aunt Amy is Daria's real mother. No, it's just genetics, okay? Get genes from an aunt, uncle, make you look appearance like that. The funny scene about the episode was Kevin and Mac. The school's having a springtime fashion / wedding fair thing, and one of the vendors is a ring seller and says, "Our company supports homeless gay marriage. What you do with the ring is your own business." And Mac and Kevin are shocked, like, "We're not a gay couple." The episode that was then, this is done. Helen Jake's free-spirited friends come over. And it's kind of like, and Jane and Trent try to sell old records at a flea market. But the records get stolen because Trent and Jesse fell asleep. Monster. Mr. O'Neill has the classmate movies. Daria and Jane try to make a movie with Quinn into a monster figure, but backfires. Until Jane decides to use the close-up feature on Quinn's face when she's mentioned about pores. Kind of funny too. But Daria has a change of heart thanks to Mama Helen. and makes Quinn look nice and pretty at the end. We also find out that Jake's dad didn't really love him that much. In fact, throughout the whole series, there are scenes that mentions that he never loved me. He sent me to military school. He never taught me how to shave. You'll learn about that in season 3. Uh, the new kid. Daria meets a new kid who has homeschooled his entire life, and his parents practically does not want their son involved in anything outside the house. Daria gives the kid a piece of gum. The parents go outraged. They go more outraged when they meet the Morgendorfers, Daria's parents, and then the father goes, "This is what your daughter gave her son. It's a cassette tape. The Beatles? Oh my god, that horror music." If I was Jake or Helen, I would just slap the parents. Slap that kid's parents and says, "Where have you been all your life? In a cave?" Oh, right loud. It would be much different if Daria gave the kid a AC/DC cassette tape. But what's wrong with the Beatles? And if you have anything wrong with the Beatles, stop watching this video and go outside. Gifted. Daria and Jody are invited to a gifted school, but they hate it. This academy, I can't remember its name. Basically, all the students in school are like on edge, and they are prejudiced. Not like, and forgive me for saying this, I'm just using an example, like we don't like blacks or Jews. This is like, if your grade point average goes down by a smidge, we hate you. That kind of prejudice thing. Because of that, Quinn has to stay over at Sandy's house. We get more talk that Sandy and Quinn do not like each other. Basically, Sandy, and what she does to tell Quinn to get out, she points at the front door, and the door just magically opens. Yeah, and the gifted school students think they are better than everyone else. But it ends up Quinn goes to Tiffany's, then Stacy's, and it ends up at Quinn's house, at Jane's house. It's kind of hilarious. Ill. This is where we, the viewers, finally get the notion that Daria loves Trent, but she never says it. Daria and Jane attends one of Mystic Spiral's concerts, that's Trent's band. And then Daria goes to the bathroom, and her neck up turns bright red, almost bloodshot red. Can't tell because of the animation at the time. Daria sneaks out, and then her face starts to go completely red. This happens again at school, causing her to go to the hospital. Parents think she's on drugs. And it's kind of hilarious that Helen wants to know, what is wrong with my daughter? This young doctor comes in, asks the parents to leave. After the doctor says there's nothing wrong with the blood test, she's perfectly fine. Doctor just basically asks flat out, "You're in love with someone, aren't you?" It's just, yeah, I mean, she doesn't really admit to it, but the doctor knows what's really going on. She's blushing so badly. And then she calms down, and at the end of the episode, when Trent appears at the front door with Jane, Daria starts blushing up big time. That tells us, the viewers, it's Trent. She is in love with Trent, but she does not want to say anything. Fair enough. The school library needs a new roof, but thanks to Miss Lee spending about $8,000+ on a lie detector, And it's hilarious too. I can't think of that one teacher's name. The business teacher, if I can find Mrs. Bent, the economics teacher. She's in charge of the school budget, and she goes, "I swore we have money on here for a new roof." Miss Lee, out of guessing, well, that says, "Well, I don't know what happened." She's pulling a price tag off the lie detector, and this Miss Bent's going, "Is that a lie detector?" "Yeah, I run from a raffle." Like, no, you spent the money to buy it. The school has a medieval fair to raise funds. Uh, and Miss Lee is going that voluntary to buy a ticket or you be forced to. She wants everyone to either work at the fair or buy a ticket to raise money. Miss, and the funny thing is, Miss Bart is giving out fortunes. She's being a fortune teller. Girls, $2. Boys, $20. And at the end, Jane and Daria are at the info booth, teaching about what really happened in medieval times. See Jane run. In this episode, we find out that Jane, not only is she's an artist, she's an avid jogger. She signs up for track team and then finds out that athletes at this time the animation the series was made, there was this whole stigma about school athletes get off being passing grades, not doing tests, and all that. Jane signs up to just get a pass or test. And Daria doesn't like it that much because it shows that athletes are being dumb because the school is giving them a free pass and stuff. We meet Miss Morris. She's the female gym teacher. This is the only appearance she makes. At the end, Jane quits track because one of the air track members says, "Stop hanging out with losers like Daria." That just, like, okay, that just admitted. You're you don't like being smart at all. Pierce me. Daria gets a belly button pierce as a birthday present for Jane. Trent takes Daria out. You can see more of this interaction. Daria still does not want to say anything, but she scrolls back on not telling him when we meet Trent's girlfriend. I believe she's also a tattoo artist or a near piercing person. Um, Jane finally says that you basically got your navel pierced for a boy, not for me. You just got it pierced for a boy. And then she goes, "You're in love with my brother." Funny thing about the episode mostly is that Quint and Helen in a mother-daughter fashion show. Quint's going, "Oh, the fashion club is boycotting us." No, Quint wants to one up Sandy because she's going to be in it. In the final episode of the season 2, Right, that's Write, right where it hurts. Mr. O'Neill gives an assignment in class of kind of book report, except that Darius read all the books on the list, so O'Neill says, "Why don't you make a story involving your real life people, your parents, your friends, and make it to a fictional thing?" This starts out with a bunch of not dream sequences, but what if scenarios. One scene is kind of homage to The Graduate. Jane is screaming for Kevin to stop the way in that ending of the church. "Kevin! Kevin!" And then Kevin and Jane run off together, leaving Brittany at the altar with Mr. DiMartino as the preacher. Daria and Quinn in a Pride and Prejudice sequence. Quinn's boyfriends and Trent and Jesse together. They mentioned marriage and all the boys run off. Uh, Another one where the parents are carefree, relaxed, because this is where in this episode, we give the kind of point that Daria tells Helen that every time you try to help me, you always bring up Quinn. Like, Quinn is more important than me. Helen kind of admits that, yeah, she's making a mistake of bringing Quinn up every time. This is supposed to be about Daria. There's also a medieval sequence. Do you have the tender liver of an unborn baby? I don't have any, but I'll play you around a 5-card stud for the fortune. And then at the end, we have a kind family sequence that, in this sequence, Quinn marries Jamie and has like 3 to 4 kids. It's kind of heartwarming in a sense, but this is Daria we're talking about. Out of all of it, season 2 is is kind of a good season. I would give it a 6 out of 10. We do have some character development on most of the people. We look into like real life stuff, like I mentioned about school athletes getting passes and stuff. Have college talk and all that, friendship. Season 2 is very good. I'm sorry about the lateness of this video. I'm trying to give out one season each month, but last month was kind of stressful on so many fronts, and I'm doing better. Hopefully I will have season 3 up by the end of this month or the beginning of next month. Either way. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is BarrelDragon65. Sign out.